Shalom everybody. It's nice to be back with another video so that I can encourage you all, everybody there. I hope you all are keeping fine and I hope you are also very blessed. I hope too you are happy listening to my old video about Mother Teresa, Otto Raja, and every story. I hope it all inspired you and also believe you probably have started something, little things that you're going to do and you're doing it. If you are happy with it and you want to share the story, you can always call me. And today I have another real story, real hero, real people, real champion who started a little thing and did great thing. I want to take you to Africa today. All right, let's visit Africa. In Africa, a lot of people don't get fresh water to drink. Actually, around the world, there's about 660 million people don't get clean water to drink. And there's a guy called Scott Erickson who started this project. He runs a non-profitable organization, so he called it Charity Water. He helps to bring clean water to the villages of Ethiopia and many other parts of Africa. One day when Scott Erickson was sitting in a hotel, it's a budget hotel, it's about $5 a day hotel in that remote area, he heard the owner telling him a story that a few days ago there was a girl who committed suicide and died because the water pot that she was carrying, and when she was going back, she tripped and fell and broke the water pot and lost the water. So she was ashamed to go back, so she committed suicide by hanging herself in a tree. You see, in Africa, there are people who spend about 8 hours a day just to take back a little pot of water. 4 hours to the area where to collect water, and after collecting water, 4 hours back to the village. You see, that's life there. Can you imagine how blessed we are? We have water in our house to drink, clean water to drink, and on top of it, we also fix expensive water purifier in the house to get clean water to drink. We are actually very blessed, right? But not many in Africa, many millions still don't get clean water to drink. We thank God there are people like Scott Erickson around who started this project. So Scott Erickson, when he heard this story, a girl died, he actually went to the village, he checked, he went to the grave, he met the pastor who did the funeral rites for this girl, met the family. But what surprised him was she was only 13 years old. That means when a person in that village, if they go out for water, that's all they do. They are not going to do any other work, or they spend time with their handphone or WhatsApp or their Facebook. No such thing. They just walk for 4 hours to the place and 4 hours back to the village. That's the job they do. Unlike many other children, other part of the world, they have a lot of things, time to spend. They can be in a Starbucks, they can be in McDonald's, they can be KFC. Not for those people. They are real poor people. They just live to take water. That's all. Scott Erickson had working together with a church in Seattle. He was in a church explaining to the members of the church how charity water works and all. And they also came up with a plan how to collect donation. Their plan was whenever someone celebrates their birthday, this time don't receive gifts, but then receive cash. $9 a person. That was the project the church started. If any of the church members want to celebrate their birthday, so they will collect $9 from everyone, and then the money they will channel to Scott Erickson for his work he's doing in Ethiopia and Africa. And that day, among that church member, there was a little girl called Rachel. And her birthday was just around the corner a few days later, and she wanted to collect $300. So she told her friends, her family members who want to give her gift. She said, no gift for me, but I want to collect $9 each from you. And her goal was $300. But Rachel only managed to collect $220, short of $800, and she was very sad. A 9-year-old girl, and she was so sad. And she told her mom she was so sad, but her mom encouraged her, told her, Rachel, you can do it again next year on your next birthday again. You can collect more. All right, then in a few days' time, Rachel was traveling with her mom in a car. They met in an accident. Rachel died. Her mom was driving, her sister was in front, Rachel was at the back. It was a pile-up accident, a truck hit the back of the car, and Rachel died. It was very sad for everyone. But her parents actually later wanted to continue her campaign, which Rachel started for $9 on her birthday. They wanted to continue, and they called up Scott Erickson, they informed the church pastor. News spread among the church members. Then from the church members, news spread to the town, and the news spread to the country, and the news even spread to Europe. Later, the news spread to Africa. About 60,000 unknown people started to donate for this event, for what Rachel started. And in fact, they collected $1.3 million for this project. Imagine that, a little girl, 9 years old, just had a dream of 300 ringgit she wanted to do. She only managed to collect 220 more. Now it has started to collect 1.3 million. And the 1.3 million was handed over to Scott Erickson to continue his work in Africa. And after a year, Scott Erickson invited her family, her mom, her grandma, the church pastor. They all went to the village in Ethiopia. They went village to village and visited every village to see how people benefited from their project and how people are having clean water to drink. Clean water means when they have water to drink, they don't have to walk 8 miles, but they continue doing their life. They continue doing other works. A child can go to school, concentrate on her study. She don't have to walk 8 hours a day just to bring a little bit of water. She now can go to school. There's a lady who wanted to make bread. Now she can do proper bread and sell and make a living. That's how life changes in these villages. You see, it's so important not only for the health, but in other things. So life has changed, but it doesn't stop there again. Out of the 66,000 donors, 400 people started the campaign again, this birthday campaign. Donate $9, and from these 400 people, they collected another 1.7 million. So a total of $3 million was collected for this project. That means hundreds of thousands of people are now going to get daily clean water to drink. You see, it is just the story of the purity of a young girl's heart. She knew there are a lot of people drinking water from swamp, and she also knew many cannot make it to their 5th birthday because they will die young because there's no clean water to drink. This is a true story. So the little thing that she started has gone into a big thing, benefiting a lots of people. And it doesn't stop there. Scott Erickson is still doing his job. There are still donations going and going and going. It's about now more than 10 years after Rachel's death, and the donations are still flowing into Africa, and the project is still going on. You see. So guys, whatever you do, you don't have to be a big guy, a millionaire, a superstar to do something. You just do a little thing, and it will grow and then multiply into a big thing. I want to tell you this real story from the Bible. When one day Jesus was coming back, and then he saw these 5,000 people was meeting for 3 days. So he had compassion over them, and he was telling to Philip, where can we get some food to feed them? And then Philip, with his own clever mind, he was telling, oh, we have a little bit of cash, but how can we feed 5,000 people, And then another apostle, Andrew, was there. He was, I think, probably laughing. He was telling, oh, Jesus, there's a little boy here with 3 loaves of barley bread, 2 fish, and what we can do with these and all. But the little boy trusted Jesus. He took that little bit that he had and he handed it over to Jesus. And Jesus took up the fruit. He thanked God for the food and multiplied that food and fed the 5,000 multitude that day. You see? The little boy, which always are not spoken about, because we always look at the miracle, but we never talk about the little boy who trusted God, and whatever he had, a little thing, you put it into God's hand. You see, when you have a little thing, you put it into God's hand, then God takes this little thing and puts his hand over many, and he multiplies. Is that great? That's exactly what happened in Rachel's story. Something a little she started, although she's not around. but that work still continues, benefiting millions of people in Africa to have clean water to drink, guys. Is that wonderful? And I'll continue with my story from my previous video, Auto Raja. You remember the guy who was driving Auto, the little taxi, three-wheeler taxi in India, who just collect the poor people who were lying down in the street, who will bring him to his home, how he took care of them. Okay, he was actually recently invited to a TV channel, TV program. He came with his family, his wife, his children, and he also brought three ladies from his home to introduce, and then to introduce what he's doing in his home and everything. And he was talking about the three ladies. And after the three ladies, there was one more lady where he found her. She was hurt so much and she was mentally disturbed. She can't even remember where she come from. She was lying in the street, and he brought her back. And the last 2.5 years, she was staying in his home. And how her health has improved, how her memories has come back to her, but she still can't remember which village, from which family she's from. She can't even remember, but she's a healthy woman now, staying with Raja. She was on the show that day together with Raja's family, and after the show, actually, her family was watching the show, and they were so surprised to see her alive. Actually, they stay in a small village. They thought she died. They really lost hope, and they thought she died. And it was so surprising. They saw her on the show. Immediately, they contacted the TV station. They told the story. That's their family. And the TV station made another program inviting Auto Raja, bringing back the lady, inviting this family, and how the villagers were all anxiously waiting for their village people or lady was found. Some of the villagers also came for the show, together in the show. It was a very great moment. Everybody was crying, and this lady actually had a husband. She was married, and she got 3 children, and the children were telling how her mother was actually mentally sick and all, and it was so great. They were uniting. They thanked Auto Raja for his great effort they was doing. Is that wonderful, for the little job that he did, how he saved a life and united the family? That's so wonderful to look at this, guys. Yeah, so guys, just want to encourage you with these stories. And for those of you, if you think you're given up, you're down today, I got another story before I end this video. Very interesting story to wake you up, to make you keep going. Yeah, it's a story of an old donkey. I was walking, and this donkey actually fell into a big hole, and it was quite deep. And okay, the donkey couldn't come out of it, and it was shouting from the hole. Villagers who were passing by was looking at the donkey, and they came up with an idea. They said, this donkey is actually very old. Why not we just bury it alive? It's not worth bringing this donkey out, right? So they brought their spades, and they were digging earth and filling up the hole to bury the donkey alive. The poor donkey was looking up. The earth was falling on the donkey's back. What the donkey did was the donkey shake that earth, and the earth fell on the ground, and the donkey will step up. Each time the villagers were filling up, the earth will fall on the donkey's body, the donkey will shake up, and then the donkey will step up. And that's what the donkey was doing until the donkey actually came out of the hole. You see, the donkey didn't die. They wanted to bury the donkey alive, but the donkey came out alive. So guys, if you think you're down, don't give up. What you do is just shake up your problem and step up your problem and come out of the problem, yeah? And trust God more than anything this time, yeah? And see you again in my next video. God bless you all. Shalom.